Love was not always shown with cards and gifts. It was not marked by a single day. For most of history, love looked very different. Then one tradition began to reshape how people express it. And that change still affects relationships today. This is where the shift began. In this video, you will learn how Valentine's Day changed the way people show love. You will learn where this tradition came from. You will also learn how it slowly reshaped relationships around the world. This matters today because many expectations about love feel natural, but they are learned. They were shaped over time. This explanation is easy to follow because it focuses on people, not myths alone, not marketing alone, but behavior. You will see how one tradition influenced actions, language, and habits. You will see how love moved from private to public, from quiet to visible. By the end, you will understand Valentine's Day as a turning point. Not just a holiday, but a cultural shift. That insight changes how we see love itself. Long before Valentine's Day, love was rarely celebrated publicly. In many societies, relationships were practical. Marriage was often arranged. Love was expected to grow later, not lead the decision. Romance existed, but it was private. Letters were rare. Public affection was limited. In ancient Rome, February held different meaning. It was linked to fertility and purification, not romance. There was a festival called Lupercalia. It focused on health and renewal, not emotional connection. Over time, stories began to merge. One story centered on a man named Valentine. Historical records are unclear. There may have been more than one Valentine. But the legend mattered more than accuracy. Valentine was said to defy authority. He secretly married couples. He supported love over rules. This story spread slowly. It inspired imagination. It connected love with courage. That association planted a seed. The first major shift came during the Middle Ages. This is when Valentine's Day became linked to romance. Poets played a key role. They connected February with love and pairing. They wrote about birds choosing mates. These ideas spread through poetry. They reached the upper classes first. Love began to be idealized, not just lived, but celebrated. People started writing Valentine messages. These were handwritten, they were personal. This changed how love was expressed. Words became central, emotion gained value. The act of writing mattered. It showed effort, it showed intention. Love was no longer silent, it became something to declare. This shift influenced expectations. Affection became visible, romance became performative. That detail mattered more than people realized. The next transformation came with technology. Printing changed everything. In the 19th century, printed Valentine cards appeared. They were affordable. They were widely available. Love became easier to express. You no longer needed poetic skill. You needed access. This expanded participation. More people joined the tradition. More people followed the pattern. Soon gifts followed. Flowers, chocolate, jewelry. Love gained symbols. These symbols became expected. This created contrast. Those who participated felt included. Those who did not felt pressure. Romance began to follow a script, a shared one. This raised the stakes. Love became something to prove, not just feel. And that changed how relationships were judged. Most people believe Valentine's Day is about love itself. That belief feels natural, but it is incomplete. Valentine's Day did not create love. It reshaped how love is shown. Before, love was measured by duty and presence. After, it was measured by expression. This shift altered priorities. Visibility mattered more. Timing mattered more. Love became tied to performance. One day, one moment, this created misunderstanding. People began to equate gestures with depth. A gift could replace attention. A card could replace conversation. This was not the intention, but it was the result. Valentine's Day taught people how to show love publicly. It did not teach how to sustain it privately. That distinction is often missed. And this is where tension began to grow. Over time, Valentine's Day shaped daily expectations. Couples began to anticipate gestures. Missing the day felt meaningful. Participation felt required. This influenced dating culture. First impressions gained weight. Romantic milestones became scheduled. Media reinforced this pattern. Movies, advertisements, stories. Love was framed as dramatic, as visible, as symbolic. This affected communication. People learned romantic language. They learned scripted phrases. These scripts crossed borders. Valentine's Day spread globally. Different cultures adapted it. Some embraced it fully, some resisted parts of it. In some places, women gave gifts. In others, men did. The tradition changed, but the core remained. Love became something to demonstrate. This also affected self-worth. People compared relationships. They compared effort. Love became measurable in dates, in gifts. This ripple still shapes modern relationships. Today, Valentine's Day exists alongside digital connection. Social media amplifies visibility. Love is shared online. Moments are displayed. Gestures are documented. This intensifies comparison. It also increases pressure. Yet the original need remains. People want connection. They want reassurance. Valentine's Day offers a structure. It creates a shared pause. But it can also distract. It can focus attention on symbols instead of presence. Understanding its history helps balance this. It reminds us that love adapts. Traditions influence behavior, but they do not define meaning. That awareness gives choice. Valentine's Day did not change love itself. It changed how love is expressed. It moved love into public view. It shaped expectations and habits. That insight matters. It helps us separate feeling from performance. It helps refocus attention. Love is lived daily, not only celebrated yearly. If you want to keep learning English through clear stories like this, subscribe to English Room. Here, language grows through history, culture, and human experience. One story at a time.